Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, right about now, is the one and only Tmoney Da Dalphia. She's down the South Coast. Let's go. Know the speed. Know the speed. Yeah. Know the speed. Know the speed. Yeah. Know the speed. Know the speed. Know the speed. Okay, where you from? Back. Know you're back. Know you're back. Know you're back. Know you're back.
Y'all know how I do. Y'all know how I do, you heard me? Yeah. Bro Bridge Grand Rising. Everybody. You heard me?
In the front, chillin', smoking on trees. And if a nigga disrespect us, we fuck over his keys, you heard me? Hey, niggas know my hood is down for the fight. And we could get this bitch pumping once they cut off the light. We all cutthroat niggas, so we roll with a knife. You better not get out of line, cause we'll fuck over your life. And my hood be bucking, and my hood be thugging, and my hood fuck you if your niggas is fucking with us. Bitch, go and get your issue. You know we keep that pistol with us, crazy niggas is tripping way down the stretcher. Your monkey in the club like your first name, get it like you're going to the ambulance, looking all silly. And it won't take long to load this kid the drum. We making noise, like here we come. Hey, where you from? Back, know you're back.
Don't forget November 18th, we live at the Club Combination in Beau Bridge, Louisiana. Shout out to everybody. You know who it is. It's the original La Louisiana homie, bringing you the #1 news from Acadiana, de La Louisiana Creole Country, Tmoney Da Dalphia, the original, with a little bit of celebrity gossip for the topic. You heard me? Check this out. Right now, we're going to get into the business. The song you heard playing was Back Know Ya. That was a song produced by DJ Titanic and myself in the year 2003. We recorded it 2004. Got all the paperwork done, and it was released 2005. In the process of that time, we didn't have difficulties. There were another producer who was friends of the producer who helped produce this record with me, and he sampled this track for a track pack, you know, just like a demo track pack to shop it off. And in the process, there were some artists who discovered that track pack, end up doing songs on those tracks, and the remix of this track was one of them. Well, it was sad to say that their song got on the radio before mine. But the difference was, in the process of theirs being on the local radio station, we was in the field handling all our mechanical works. So as far as for the backgrounds, the publishings, the copyrights, all that was being taken care of. So it did not cause a conflict of interest with us because we own all rights to that track, the song, and everything. So this is what I want to get with some of you artists today about, because some of you really don't understand what you're doing, especially in our area. We are under a thing called the Jewish law. A lot of y'all may think you know what that is, but it's a law within a law. But in the Jewish law, there's something with business where it's called stocks and bond or free and bond, where you always have a master. You will always be the overseer or the landlord, and it's a system that's created to keep the rich rich and the poor poor. Kind of like when you go to work in the morning. You go to work for the corporation, how you go bust your tails all week, and you get your check, and some of you looking like, oh, but if you only knew all the work you put in, how much you made that company. See? So this is what we're going to get into today. A lot of local artists from the Lafayette area, they like to jump into things, just kind of jump into a lot of things, especially in this music game. You know, being from an area where you have roughly 80,000 people out of the whole area, you know, it's a small city. It's crab in a bucket, and there's a lack of opportunities. So when one do get the opportunity, such as the music, they jump on it or they seize the moment very fast. You know, vid. You know what I'm saying? They drops out of it. With no education, they go with a lot of miseducation, right? So a lot of people have a homeboy or have a cousin or someone who has a studio, and in their mind, they think they're forming this record label. It's in the house, in the closet, or just in the corner, or whatever. and they get to recording songs. And they're not too fond on mix and mastering or the shipping process or the composement. They're not too fond on that. All right, they're just upcoming artists. They just got the fundamental of making songs. So now they go in their room, the garage, wherever you go record, and they do their thing. When that song is finished, the excitement of it all, just to be happy, just to hear yourself back. You take that music and you go out and show it first to the people in the house and then the people in the neighborhood. When you do that, you start getting response and feedback. You get feedback from the people. They tell you it's a good song. Some people won't tell you the truth. They're going to talk behind your back, say that's whack, instead of tell you the truth, right? But some people just going to just go along. In the process, you start passing your CD out, right? And for some strange reason, your song does catch buzz in your neighborhood. Now, let's say your neighborhood, out of all the 80,000 people, your neighborhood probably have 500 people. That's good for upcoming artists out the gate. 500 people locally, that's your community behind. So now you have 500 people who have your CDs. What you have to think about is for every one person is 3 people. So that's 5 people. You time that time 3. You know what I'm saying? 500 times 3, we know that it's 1,500 people. So now we know that's 1,500 people that's going to hear your music. From that moment on, you have failed as an artist. From that moment on, you are a failing artist. And I say that because, first of all, you should have all your business taken care of before you put the music. What artists need to understand, the music is the last thing. Why? Because education is the key. Let's talk about masterings. I had a excruciating debate with an individual about masterings. He was supposed to be an educated engineer, work with big companies and big record labels, executives, whatever. Supposedly, allegedly. And when it came to masters, he was stuck on the mastering process and system of the 60s and the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. So I'm literally telling the man, yo, B, times change. Your masters now is not what it used to be. These are your masters. And me and him went back and forth. It went to the point where I was so enraged because this brother, this person who calls me brother, this man who looks just like me, is trying his best to manipulate me into not thinking what I'm saying is actually right, knowing the value of what I'm speaking about. You dig? Knowing the value of what I'm speaking about. Knowing the value of what I'm speaking about is worth hundreds of $1,000,000. You're coming up with a system and a technique to manipulate me, my own brother, to manipulate me, to slave me and my family for life, to own me for life. Well, here's the kick. Being who I am, I already knew, and I realized I was way more educated than the brother. He didn't even have a clue of what he was talking about. So he's just one of these Hollywood people. You got to watch out for these Hollywood people. See, a lot of these engineers, producers are so-called gatekeeper artists. They'll try to use their Hollywoodness, influentialness on you to make you spend more money. Showing you the studio setup, trying to use their credentials, the fake plaques. You could buy those platinum plaques for $250. That's fake. That's not platinum. Anybody could do that. Like how you buy your blue check, you could do that. Yeah, so don't let them Hollywood talk. Don't walk in the studio all mesmerized looking like choo, 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 because you are really fucking yourself. You're really screwing yourself, excuse me. You're really screwing yourself. So me and this guy went back and forth to the point where I actually wanted to lay hands on him because I felt that he was using a colonizing terminology to toy with my brain when I'm showing him the evidence and I'm telling him, hey man, you're using the Jewish law on me. Don't do that. I even told him, hey man, they'll delete you for that. These days, these youngsters that understand, they'll delete you because the difference is The industry uses the low class. They uses the ghetto now as the smokescreen, as the forefront for the industry. So your lingo, your lifestyle now is the industry with the industry tactics. So whenever you said, yo, who's my producer? Most of the young people in the hood is talking about just the person with the studio. They don't technically know what a producer does, but they a subject of producer to be the engineer. Because today most producers is engineers and beat makers. You know, in the area where we at, you have to understand that. You know, we're not set up like Interscope Records. You know what I'm saying? So it's all makeshift. Even our biggest studio is makeshift studios. So yeah, your producer's gonna be an engineer or your beat maker at the same time. But they'll use that on you. So you have to watch what you're doing, especially your recordings. You can't record anywhere because once you record, you have to have an agreement with that person you're recording with, because now they own that recording. And that's your masters. So a lot of you artists out there that's just running to these studios, recording and getting with your boys and your family and just going to the studio and recording, you need to get your masters. You need to have your drive. You need to have a hard drive, or you need to have paperwork. You know, because this is what's getting you. Anybody that's gonna tell you, hey man, come on, come record and work with me, and they don't know the business, you don't blame them, but you hold them accountable, because knowledge is power. Now, many of these people that I'm saying, because I know that, how y'all doing, boys? Come on, man, y'all need to holler at me. I know they're gonna take this and apply this to their staff, and it's cool, you know. And I'm saying, when I say they, everybody that's locally around the area, they're gonna apply what I'm saying to their staff now. So whether it's for good or for bad, to the artist, protect yourself. You know, that's just why I didn't sign no artists. This is why you could do what you want to do. I like to do ventures because I rather teach an artist how to be a label, how to be his own company and his own boss, and he can make more money. I never seen me coming out with artists under me and I have to be the boss. I did that for 20 some years. Played with people's careers, you know, not intentionally. It just happens. So I learned fast, you know, before I end up like somebody else, how they blame all the other executives, how they did Birdman or Master P or somebody. So I don't want to be that. Like, I just learned ahead of time, hey, yo, we could be a venture, we could do venture deals. And I'm going to help you get on. And this is how you help somebody get on. This is how you put them on. You educate them. So thank y'all. Like, share, subscribe. I'm getting used to this. It's early in the morning. I'll do another one later, part 2. I'm going to break down more details to you about recouping your money, about sales, how that works, about the right way of going about handling your business. All right. I'm going to take y'all with my classic. Oh, we still doing numbers, by the way. Peace.
Hey, I got you too, Ready?
It's D, baby. Yeah, it's DDA in this bitch, baby. Creole City in this bitch, baby. We got FTOS in this bitch.